You're watching Bent TV. My name is Dean Beck, and if you've just joined us, welcome to the first of a new series as we delve deep to get to know some of the leaders of our community, the movers and shakers. And they are by far the ones creating the change within the LGBTI community. Now, in profile tonight is the man who founded one of our nation's youngest political parties. He's the leader of the Australian Equality Party. Welcome back, Jason Tuazon-McCheyne.
Thanks, Dean.
Jason, we were talking about the arrival of your beautiful son earlier. Let's go back a little bit to your formative years. You studied to become a minister of the church, not just any old church.
Yes, I spent 4 years, or almost 6 years in Missouri in the US doing a theology degree and was ordained as a minister when I was 20 years of age. Yeah, a bit crazy, isn't it? Your
arc has taken you away from the church. Tell us a little bit about that and why.
Well, I didn't grow up in a Christian family. A piece of paper blew up our driveway advertising a local boys club. Literally blew up. My mum sent me to this local church in Thornbury, and some really good people there really looked after me and had a really good time there. Was baptised, I think, when I was 12, and always, for me then, my spirituality was very important to me. So it was sort of natural progression to go and study, live overseas for a while, but all the time, since I was like 4 or 5, I knew I was gay. So when I came home to Australia in '96, I was a youth pastor for a couple of years, then I started my own church and met Adrian in '98 and came out to my leadership team individually, and they were all, "This is great, no worries." And then suddenly one day I got a telephone call to say, "We don't want you to lead us anymore," and that was it.
The founder of the church, get out.
Yep. And
wow.
It was a telephone call.
Wow.
I didn't have any energy left at that point to fight that, because Adrian watched, he is not religious, he came from a Catholic background, but he watched all these people just be pretty awful to me over a year and a half.
And we're talking a Pentecostal, evangelical...
Protestant, not Pentecostal,
right, okay.
But like Church of Christ, Baptist-y type background. And I remember Adrian actually even wrote me a prayer. It's in my wallet right now. It's an old piece of paper from '98 that said, you know, for me, which was sort of saved me. So in funny sense, Adrian saved me when the church almost
cast
killed me.
You adrift, yeah. So where is your faith now? Where is your belief in God or spirituality now?
I don't know what I believe anymore.
Okay.
I want to... the Jesus person, I think, was an historical figure who said some pretty interesting things that I don't see very many of his purported followers doing.
Sure.
I don't see them selling everything they have and giving it to the poor. I don't see that happening.
Standing up for those that are most marginalised?
No, I don't see that. So I don't know what I think anymore, and it doesn't really matter. But I certainly love the connectedness aspect, and I think I enjoy doing weddings as a celebrant and funerals and namings because they're really important transitional points in people's lives. Sure. And I enjoy that. But yeah, I don't know, to be honest.
So do you still get some of that kick by performing the services that you do as a celebrant?
Yeah, absolutely. When I did a ceremony the other day, just a month or so ago, with a couple who've been together for 35 years. He's got motor neurons disease, so he's in a bed and can only wink and cry. And his 20 family and friends and his wife and 2 teenage children. We have this ceremony, and it was just, everyone was sobbing halfway through when he burst into tears, and I feel really honoured to be able to be a part of those moments in someone's life.
Absolutely. And it's great to be able to be invited in and, I guess, do the things from a non-religious perspective that you do. And do the same things, but from a non-religious perspective.
And it's better.
How so?
Oh, it's free. And you're celebrating the couple.
Free from the crap, you mean?
Yes, absolutely.
Right, okay.
No, it's free, and it's whatever the couple want, and it's about the persons involved and those communities involved, and it's really nice. Like I bump into couples, 1,000 couples I've married all over the place, and I love it.
So how have you, I guess, or why have you started the Equality Party? Because in a way it's got well, any political party has to evangelise, has to proselytise. Are you using some of those skills in putting your political party together?
I do think that, I did feel that as a 45-year-old man, sadly, that all the skills and life experiences have come together at this point that have put me in a good position. But we started 2 years ago, literally like last week. The first conversation was after the last federal election, when it became obvious on a federal level, and at state level things weren't happening either, that things weren't progressing fast enough for LGBTI people. And I was with the same couple that I went to court with back in 2004, and another female couple with kids. So our 6 kids were running around between us, and the 3 of us couples were there as well. And I said to them, we're talking about rainbow families and some different things, we need an independent voice inside the federal parliament who tells our stories and speaks for ourselves. And they sort of laughed at me first. Like, what are you talking, what do you mean? You want to go into politics or something? But by the end of that 3-hour casual afternoon, the Equality Party was born, no name, nothing else except the idea. And that was September, and we then did a lot of research, and that February launched at Pride March, which was fantastic.
There's plenty of lobby groups that advocate on our behalf as an LGBTI community. Why do we need a political party in there doing it?
The lobby groups are amazing, and the work they do, I salute these people that I feel so honoured to have gotten to know all these people over the last 2 years in particular. But we need to actually be where the decisions are being made. So if we have someone inside the parliament, so right now if you're an elected representative, you get to speak on the radio, on the television, in the newspapers, about whatever you like.
Pretty much.
We don't have somebody in there speaking our stories, whether it's a transgender story or an intersex person story or an elderly LGBTI citizen story or a teenager in school or a lesbian parented family, whatever our stories are, we don't have that in there. And I just think, I really believe it's stronger now even than 2 years ago, that if we can get in next year, we'll have 6 years to tell our stories and to really advance the things beside marriage. Like, marriage is important, but we've come up with 30 pages of policy that needs to happen for LGBTI people to be fully included in Australian society.
Jason Tuazon-McCheyne, leader of the Australian Equality Party, is our guest in Profile tonight on Bent TV. We'll be back with you right after this. Stay with us.